The operating word that we're going to be looking at, and we want to remember, is that word indemnify. My main goal this week is that you guys will grasp the concept of everything that we're going to be teaching. Everything that we're going to go through this week is in this booklet. I want you to take note of not only that it's in this booklet, I want you to take note of the order that it's in. Okay? First things first, right? We always want to get off on the right foot. I want you to take note of the order all of these steps are in. Because what I'm going to give you today, I'm going to give you a method to this madness of insurance adjusting. All right? I'm going to give you step by step what to do first, what to do next, and on and so forth. I'm going to give you the method. I average about 100 claims in 30 days on a storm. That's my average. All right? 100 claims in 30 days. The method I'm going to give you will give you the ability to do this very same thing. Will you do 100 claims in 30 days? Maybe not. Maybe you will. But what would it depend on? On your motivation, right? Because it's a totally different lifestyle. When you're out there in deployment, it is no taking it easy. You know what I'm saying? Calling it a day after 3 o'clock, hitting the bar every night, unwinding, and think you're going to wake up the next day and do more claims? It's a totally different lifestyle. But you will have the tools to be able to do the very same thing, depending on your energy. And I'm not talking about being worn out and tore down every day. Okay? And you'll begin to understand. After today, you're going to be able to grasp, man, wow, this is so doable. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to give it to you step by step. Everything that we talk about, in the order that we talk about, is going to be here. So the main goal is going to be that you grasp the concept in every section we talked about. I don't expect you to remember everything step by step, but what I want you to do is grasp the concept. Because if you understand the concept, when you're out there in the field and you just get lost, you'll be able to ask yourself the right question and be able to go back and get the answer. You understand what I'm saying? You'll be able to ask yourself the right question, man, what do I do next? If you don't grasp the concept, we won't be able to do that. All right? So I want to make sure you guys grasp the concept as we go. This is the main concept. Is indemnity. That is the whole goal of insurance, is to indemnify the insured. That is your overriding drive, motivation. That's what's going to drive you in every claim. It's not a matter of you outsmarting your manager. It's not a matter of you getting extra coverage. The main goal is that you're going to secure this insured against hurt, loss, and damage. That's the whole purpose of insurance. It's to indemnify the insured. That's the motivation. I don't know too many jobs or businesses or professions out there that you can help people and be well compensated in the process. There's not a lot of people blessed with that kind of opportunity. All right, you got people that have jobs that help people, but they're not well compensated. Teachers, for example, school teachers. Come on, they're molding society, and they're one of the less paid professions out there. Police officers put their lives on the line every single day. They may not even get home, but they're not well compensated unless they climbed that ladder and got to an upper echelon position. There's not many companies, not many jobs and professions out there that you can help people and be able to be well compensated. To make compensation due for incurred hurt, loss, or damage. I will say it to you right now, as we go through this week, I am going to be as honest, as transparent as possible. We want to get in on this huge industry, cash industry, all right, and help people in the process. So why did I share that information? Because your goal is to give the insured as much as their policy allows. I like to be able to approach a claim or approach a lost property with the confidence that when you see me show up at your door, you know that your insurance is looking for the best. They're looking to provide coverage. I would not work for an insurance company that does not want to provide coverage. I won't. I won't even represent them because everybody loses. The insured loses because they're not getting what they're due. You lose because you're not getting paid for the coverage that you're supposed to give that insured. Because you get paid according to whatever the amount is. Okay? Everybody loses. So I would not get on the roster of companies. And I have worked with a couple of insurance companies that don't want to pay. Here's one example. I was working up in Maryland. There's one insurance company did a commercial claim, wrote up the roof for $90-something thousand. In Maryland, they have a matching law that if you change out the shingle must match. If it doesn't match, you have to replace the entire roof. Well, this particular insurance company says, you know what? We want you to repair the roof. Knock my estimate down from 90-some thousand to 17,000. Their anticipation is that if the insured complains, then we're going to turn around and write the rest of the roof. They already have made up their mind, we're going to write the whole roof, but we want them to ask for it. That's just all kinds of wrong. All right, that was one of my last deployments from September to December. I would never work for All right, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All right, but I'll share the information, but when we're on camera, okay? But there's companies out there that are like that. They're not looking for the best interests of the insured. There are insurance companies that do not explain the depreciation process, recoverable and non-recoverable. When the property is depreciated and they have a recoverable a RCV policy, after the work has been completed, they can request that recoverable depreciation that was taken off the top. Okay? They can request it. But some insurance companies, they're banking on the fact that they may not even know that they can request that depreciation back. All right? So do I tell the insured? Yes. Sure, right? I tell the insured. When they call me and say, hey, man, I don't even have enough money to repair my roof. I understand, sir, but according to your policy, after the work is done, you can request that money to be given back to you. And there are some carriers that if they can provide a signed contract with a contractor, they can get that recoverable depreciation up front, as opposed to waiting until the work is done. But that's not explained to them during the claims process. Now, thankfully, there are more companies out there that want to provide coverage for the insured, thankfully. But you do have those bad actors out there. Okay? And that is why PAs, it's a thriving industry here in the state of Florida. All right? We lead the country in litigation. All right? In insurance litigations. So our main goal is to indemnify the insured. All right? Any questions so far? This industry is one of the most lucrative and volatile industries. Insurance adjusting is broad. It can be many different areas of insurance adjusting. You got property, you got auto, you got agriculture, and I'm sure you guys learned this in your licensing classes, right? There are some things that I'm going to talk about that you should have learned in licensing class. If you're not sure what it is, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. All right? I am going to try to give the most lean and mean class this week. We're going to cut out all the fat. All the unnecessary stuff that we don't need, I ain't even going to talk about it. But I am going to give you everything when it comes to adjusting. I am going to give you tools. I'm going to give you applications. I'm going to give you everything that I use to be successful. All right? Everything that I use to be successful. So this industry is huge. You got property, you got auto, you got agriculture, you got marine, environmental, what are you going to say? Aviation. I mean, it's huge. All right? It's huge. And your license covers every last one of them. If you're an all lines adjuster, every last one of them. We really have no excuse not to be busy. It's just our motivation. What do we want to do? What do we want to get into? All right? And that's up to us. The different avenues of adjusting that we want to do. You have third party, you have bodily injury, you have workers' comp. I mean, the list goes on. All right, the list goes on. Now, I know that one of our greatest concerns is let's talk about the money. But before we talk about the money, let's talk about our responsibilities as adjusters, right? So this is a home in North Carolina along the coast, the north coast of North Carolina. Imagine walking into this. I inspected this property, I believe, 2018. All right? Walking into the front door. I mean, for most of us, probably the cash register sound goes off, cha-ching. All right, for me, walking into that, I'm thinking, man, can I inspect this thing safely? That's my first question, but that's because I come from a contractor background. Now, a lot of people say, can you be successful without having construction experience? Well, this week we will mitigate against your lack of experience. I will provide you with tools that you can write a claim as if you was a 20-year contractor. All right? So everything I'm going to share with you, it's going to be from the background of a 27-year general contractor. I've been doing construction since I was 19 years old. All right? I will provide you with the tools to be able to write a report with confidence and accuracy. You're going to have those tools. All right? So you walk into a place like that, and the first thing I think, man, can I walk this thing safely? My second thought is my health. All right? I need to go down and get a mask. Because as you can see, there's all kinds of bacterial growth. And in this industry, we never use the M word. Mold. That's right. All right? Never use the M word. That opens up a whole nother can of worms. All right? So we use bacterial growth. Okay? But someone lived there at one point in time. So the third feeling is the overwhelming responsibility to indemnify that insured. You understand what I'm saying? We have to indemnify that insured, give them everything that they deserve. Right? I mean, you talk about devastation. In this storm, I will be driving down the street and I could look into people's homes, look into their living rooms from the street. Because the siding's torn off, the plywood behind the siding's torn, and you're staring right into their living room. There was a little canalway behind these buildings, and I mean, you can't even see the water. It's just debris floating on the water. That was bad.
Which storm was this?
This was Florence, Hurricane Florence, that hit the northern part of South Carolina and North Carolina. This was Hurricane Florence. And then not only do I have to go in there and write an estimate, now I got to draw that up. Remember how many stories this was? Two stories, provide with the garage underneath it. Okay, the parking area underneath it. So we see our responsibilities, right? We have to indemnify the insured.